but we could just run right into it. So we're live, baby. What is going on? Honolulu Blues, Nick and Adam here to talk about a massive victory. Only going to be a quick little, breakdown, but we'll dive more into it this week. Yes, the flag fell, but the Ducks
flag fell, but flag rises high.
Oh, Nick, we could talk about this for hours, honestly, but you think of one good thing, the best thing in the game, what was it?
I'll tell you, the least good thing is that my computer just notified me I have like 5 minutes before it dies, and I don't know where my charger is. So this is going to be real quick for me. Best thing I saw out of that was just the offense. The coordinators. The offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, we can put them both to rest. Both looked great. That opening drive from Chicago had me worried for Shep, and I was like, oh my gosh. But we locked right in. We buckled down. We held him. We flustered him. We made him throw. We made him resort back to rookie mistakes, which was fantastic to see. Ben Johnson getting all sorts of flustered was fantastic. And then offensive coordinator, right? 52 burger. I wanted that 50 burger. Once halftime hit and we had 28, I wanted it so bad. I was tweeting it out. I was like, give it to me. I need it. Just to throw that middle finger up right into Ben Johnson's face, but not just Ben Johnson's face, all the media, Peter Schrager, anyone else. I was about to list a bunch of names, but I'm too hyped up right now to think of anyone. So just shout out to the Lions, John Morton. 50 burger is always fun to see.
Oh, yeah, that was a phenomenal bounce back game. Looked like night and day. The offense was just, the play calling was excellent. We were, throwing it from the start. Yes, we're playing the Bears, a lot worse, and the Packers looked phenomenal against the Commanders. So maybe the Packers are, a bit of a juggernaut type team. But ultimately, hey, we were making good plays, good execution. That's what we need to do. If we have Monday Night Football against the Ravens, I now think we can win this game. I'm not confident about it, but I definitely think that we could win it, as opposed to right after Green Bay. I thought, no way, even no matter what happens in this Bears game, if we win. But
it was after Green Bay. It was like, could we even beat the Bears? You know what I mean? Like, my God, is Ben Johnson going to come out here and shock us? But no. We laid the smack down. I can't let this go any farther without talking about the guy who didn't score a touchdown but had the best catch of the game. Can we just talk about Isaac Tissaw?
Every time he's a highlight reel.
Oh my God, bro. It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I want to see what he can do with two hands when he can catch the ball. You know what I mean? What happens when he catches the ball and is able to run after? But it doesn't matter, dude. This guy can catch with one hand. It's unbelievable. It's week after week. It's crazy.
Best first two catches in an NFL career? Probably, honestly. I can't imagine there's a better first two catches than what T-Slot did.
Yeah. There's no one in the world. I don't care who you bring up, dude.
How about the ref kind of screwed it up, saying he was out of bounds, so the clock dude stopped it, so we got the extra 6 seconds. But honestly, we should have been able to spike that ball in time.
We did spike that ball in time. Like, we did spike that ball in time. That was some. It almost had me a little flustered. I thought the refs were going to try to take that away from us.
I totally did too. I thought they were going to be like, Jared Goff snap the ball illegally. That's a 10-yard penalty, 10-second runoff, end of half,
Yeah, dude. I was ready to blow up. But all's well ends well. You know what I mean? They were right. They knew that they had messed up. They knew that, like, the Lions deserved to run that. And then what? That was the ASB touchdown, right? That was ASB, right?
Which one? He had 3.
He had 3. That's great.
First hat trick of his career.
That's great. I think we had a conversation about who is most likely to catch 3 touchdowns. I don't know if ASB even got brought up in it. But let's talk about the third touchdown. Great lion leap into the den. Followed atrociously by our quarterback.
That was awesome, man. He made some memories for that. Those kids in that family. What a cool moment. And it just shows the kind of guy Goff is. He loves the fans. He embraces it. He's not your typical, quiet quarterback. Not like a Peyton Manning where maybe Peyton jumped up into the stands once. But we see Goff do it like once a year.
Maybe he shouldn't anymore after the
One thing I got to bring up Is there any concern for Brian Branch? I don't know why the starters win when we were up 52-21 when the Bears already pulled their starters, but Dan Campbell has a thing for leaving his guys in until the last second. And it wasn't until right after that is when we kind of pulled our starters out. They punted at us. Then we had the second squad in. But Branch, it looked like it was maybe a groin issue. He was kind of waddling off the field.
Yeah, there's concern anytime there's a Lions player who gets injured. That includes Marcus Davenport, who we saw on the sideline come back in, get a sack, but then stay down. Hutch was injured for a little bit. Like, he came back and got a sack, obviously. St. Brown looked like he had pulled a hammy, but it turned out it was just an awesome fucking celebration. No, anytime a Lions guy is injured, there's cause for concern. And especially when it's a guy like Brian Branch, who was just electric today, started out the turnover vibe. We needed turnovers. I felt like we weren't getting enough at the end of last year with the shit fest we sent out there for defense, but also in like Green Bay last week. So I was glad to see BB get that forced fumble to start. Kirby with an unbelievable interception, almost had Terrion Arnold's.
Oh, I think we lost Nick. I think the laptop died on him. I will pick up what he was saying. Almost saw Terrion Arnold's first interception, but Brian Branch had a little roughing the passer call. While I finish her up here, let's talk about the fake sack interception that Aiden Hutchinson, drew up beautifully, has Caleb Williams wrapped up. We all know Hutch could have brought him down for a sack, but he knew, hey, this is Caleb Williams. If I let this guy go, he's going to throw up a meatball. And sure enough, he did. Kirby Joseph comes down with his first interception of the year, 18th on his career. Kirby is getting back to Kirby things. Hutch looked great, had a sack as well. Davenport had a sack, but we mentioned it a little bit ago that he got banged up. Hopefully Davenport's all good and that, if we really needed him to come back in, he could have came back in. But ultimately, these coordinators were great job. This was a nice sigh of relief because even if we did win this game, 21-17 or 21-14, it would have still had questions. But now we see that this Lions offense is here. We just needed John Morton to figure things out a bit. The Lions didn't play a single preseason game, so that was really the first live game action Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra are all seeing with John Morton calling the plays. So it's little things like that can make things, difficult. Honestly, I'm back on the Morton track. I think in that Packers game, he thought we could just run smash mouth. They traded Kenny Clark. We just run it up the middle on him and just dominate this game. We got Gibbs and Montgomery. And yeah, it was a great game plan until it wasn't. And then none of the runs were working. Love came down, diced us up, 2 quick touchdowns, and then we're behind. And everything had to change. And I think John Morton was a bit flustered, in over his head. Calmed down this week, cooled down, and I think he's not going to have to deal with any of these. Is John Morton on the hot seat questions for a minute? Because when you drop 50 points, even if it's against a shitty team like the Bears, that's still nice to do with the NFL. That's a great day. 50 burger is always a great day. I love that we booed the hell out of Ben Johnson. This was just phenomenal game. We saw touchdowns all around. Hell, Brock Wright even had a touchdown to kick things off. Sonic and Knuckles get in. Amon-Ra with 3. And Jared Goff, he proved himself. Not really proved himself, but he was himself. That's the Jared Goff we know and love. He did miss J-Mo on that deep throw, but apparently J-Mo blew a little tire on that. I think he lost a shoe, which probably caused him to lose a step or two. Maybe if he the laces are tightened and no shoes go fly and he makes that catch and isn't a bit overthrown. But honestly, Goff went back to him 2 more times, hit him with like a 60-yard catch, where I was quite surprised J-Mo didn't end up getting in. I think he just used all the gas too quickly. And then we saw J-Mo with a 44-yard touchdown, absolute dime by Goff. What a victory by the Lions. That was phenomenal. But I think that's going to do it for me. We are going to be back on, hopefully me, Nick, and Julius. Fingers crossed for Tuesday, but, always difficult. You guys want more of some Honolulu Blues? Check out the Roundtable. They got everything from Lions content to, every Michigan State, Tigers, all those teams that are playing good sports right now. I was going to say football, but I mentioned Tigers. So check out Roundtable Sports. They're a new company. They're doing good things. And they got a lot of teams. And if you're a Lions fan and maybe you're, like a Brewers fan or something, they got teams, writers for every single team. So go check it out. Me and Nick are likely going to be posting some new articles today, tonight, definitely by tomorrow. All in all, thanks everyone for joining in, and go